Fam, the Fear Inoculum album came like 11 years after a dead silence, right? And so Tool fans had not heard from them, and then they come back suddenly and are number one on streaming, right? It's like in their previous album drop, streaming didn't even exist, and yet they come back and completely take over with this new sound, which kind of mixes their past aggression with their contemporary kind of vulnerability, right? Their music is not anymore about just like aggressive anger. I mean, you still have Maynard being Maynard, it's an unpredictable, right? But it's kind of more about letting go and processing the fear of letting go and exchanging, the ego for wholeness. Family, there have been a lot of requests for us to get into the song Invincible by Tool from the Fear Inoculum album. Without any further ado, no more talking, family. We're going to let them cook. Please cook. See that time signature? That's what I know Tool for. Whenever I hear that weird it puts my brain in this same mode. Isn't it crazy that Tool is a band that like made a time signature kind of like its signature? Even though, of course, there are going to be other bands that do that. It's like I love that wherever I am, if I hear that, I can kind of, and I have done it. I've oh yeah, this is a Tool song, even though it's one that I hadn't heard before, just because they're starting, with ushering in the spirit of the song with that kind of signature lapse. I'm telling you, this sound is the reason that I love the latter Tool, right? I could hear their progressions all day. My bad, Maynard. I didn't know you were coming in right there. Longing truth and soul, longing for another wind. Guys, they're not guided by so the bling 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 bling, like it's doing its own thing. It's not necessarily obedient to the dong 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 dong, and then Maynard isn't really being obedient to either rhythm. Man, it's such an interesting thing sonically. Longing truth and soul, longing for another wind. Lurching to the fray, weapon out and belly in. I love that line, man. Lurch into the fray, weapon out and belly in. It gives me like Kung Fu Panda vibes, like suck your belly in and bring your weapon out, right? It's like, don't let anybody see your vulnerability, right? I respect it. Warrior, struggling to remain consequential. I love how that beat starts to hit. And listen, when you're talking about the latter Tool, right? You really are talking about a Stoic philosophy, right? Because the Stoics would always say that human beings don't fear death. What we fear is fatality, right? The idea is where I am, death is not. Where death is, I am not. So how could I possibly rationally fear death? What I fear is fatality, right? I fear the inability to be consequential, right? And Maynard says in that lyrics, to remain consequential. The warrior struggles to remain consequential. Weapon out, belly in. I love that line. Guys, I need a shirt that says weapon out, belly in. That's a great reminder. It's like, hey, you know what? Let go. Like, exhale for real. Let the belly out. I respect it. Please cook, sir. Now, hang on, mate. Hang on. And please interact with me in the comments below if you agree or you disagree, right? Tales of Battles Won, of things we've done, Caligula would grin. Caligula was he was Roman, I believe. Really, really brutal ruler, right? He was just super bloodthirsty maniac. Right? He says Caligula would grin at our tales of battles won, right? But I mean, I think it kind of depends on the battle, doesn't it? Because when we were hunter-gatherers, when we were all in tribes, we would sit around in fires, right? And like tell stories about, hey, you did a great job with the buffalo today, and look how brave you were, and, look how patient we all were. And we would tell those stories so that those around us who were too young to embark on those journeys would realize, okay, patience and courage, these things are virtues, right? But maybe what Maynard is saying is like, look, the way that we tell the tales, right? Alan Watts says that memories oftentimes are, undigested experiences. Maynard is saying, look, digest the experience, right? Let go of it and stop trying to ruminate on the past. Yeah. Neither nostalgia nor utopia, as John Vervaeke would say. Continue, sir. Please talk to me. Caligula with grin is crazy. Crazy. Talk to me, please. Tripping through remember when. Guys, what is the armor that's wearing thin? Think about the tool, pun intended, that Tool is trying to offer us. Investigate your armor, right? All of us, when you get to a certain age, your armor starts to wear thin. That thing about you that you could always turn to, right? That thing about you that you would always use to get out of a tight spot, isn't that kind of fading, right? Don't just let that lyric pass you by. Really, really digest that. Talk to me, sir. I like that. Stay in that pocket right there. That's fire. You hear that? Guys, a warrior is the worst thing to identify as, because a warrior necessitates the presence of a war. In this song, it seems like the war is against the self. You've identified as the warrior, and now that there's no war, it's this perpetual thing. You just can't let go. It's your identity, right? And once again, it's like one of the things that I say on this channel most often is don't identify with anything transient. Right? The question of the day is, in what can I reliably invest my desire for fulfillment? Yeah. Did you hear that nasty, disgusting drum segment right there? Just here, listen. Right here. Right here. Oh, Jesus. Right back in that pocket right there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Those drums are... Fam, listen, Tool might have the dream team when it comes to, look, are Danny and Maynard, Jordan, and Scottie Pippen? Be honest with me in the comments, please. To remain consequential. Are we in a new song? Guys, I would call this a Selah moment. You guys who've watched my Tool reactions before, I talk about a Selah moment where your job is to kind of cleanse the palate and wait for the lyrics to happen. And Selah means pause and reflect. But this is a little bit intense for a Selah moment, isn't it? Danny's an octopus. Tool is known for this. Please hear me out. You hear the but in the background there's that militant. It's almost like they're presenting you with options. They're like, look, either identify as this militant warrior that has to be consequential, or join the music that resonates throughout all of time, right? As a Christian mystic, and I do believe that Maynard is my fellow mystic, that's like the fall of mankind. And not to say that Maynard is a Christian, he's not. But the fall of mankind is thought to be this moment where we stop identifying as one another and start identifying as this fake ego thing, right? And it's like, there's an option before us. There's the militant warrior spirit, and then there's that thing that kind of rises above it all. And they're capturing that sound in this moment. Time bearing down. Feel the sting. Feeling time bearing down. Guys, when time disappears? When you're in the flow state. The flow state is that gentle pocket that exists when your challenge is just barely exceeded by your competency. That's the best definition of the flow state that I know, right? When your challenge is far above your competency, that's stress. And when your competency is far above the challenge, that's boredom. The flow state is that little thin line that you get, right? And when you feel time bearing down, I think it's because the warrior that you're trying to identify with no longer meets the challenges that you could face when you were younger, right? You feel time bearing down on you. It's no longer your friend because you're trying to be something that you used to be. You're trying to pull the past into the future, but the past doesn't exist. Your past is just your memories in the present, and the future is just your motivated expectations in the present, right? That's so fire. Oh, God. Maynard, please make a song with just that riff right there. Please. Sometimes they'll just get into a riff and I'm just wishing there could be a whole song with that. Right here, right here, right here, right here. That's fire. Listen. If I ever fight professionally, which I never will. Listen, I'm 39. I'm a man of a certain age. I don't work out very much. But if I were to ever come out, this would be my walkout music. Oh, this is so sick. Oh, did I stop it? I apologize. I ruined the vibe. I got too excited. Family, you're going to have to pardon me. Hang on. Just hang on. When did the Fear Inoculum album drop?
The album Fear Inoculum by Tool was released on August 30th, 2019.
Fam, when this dropped, it must have been like dropping an iPhone in the 1970s. They probably had no idea what to do. This is a 12-minute song. It's almost a 13-minute song. And it makes sense of why, and sorry, my camera just died. I'm glad my camera didn't die in the middle of the song. But it makes sense of why, they're saying that Tool during this time, they weren't putting on shows anymore. They were putting on like mystical events, right? It's like a 12-minute song with that many change-ups. Guys, this has to be, and I know I say this way too often, but this has to be my favorite Tool track. And I'm going to stop saying my favorite. I'm actually going to I'm going to put up a list of my top 5 Tool songs, of which this one has to be either 1 or 2. Let me know in the comments your top 5 songs from Tool.